Hi, Laura Wansik here. I'm going to share a quick layout that I made when I first started experimenting with the Vicki Boutin watercolor brushes. So, they are very heavily pigmented. And so when you put a little bit on a piece of paper, it's going to be pretty dark. And you'll see that these pages have pretty light colors. And so what I did was I diluted it quite a bit. So I would draw a little section with the watercolor and then spray it and then brayer over it. And that would soften the color quite a bit. I also took some white paint, and after every layer I would brayer some white paint over it. And then I also brayered some white paint over some of the stencils there. And for those stencils that I did, that was a dry stencil brush, I think mixed with a little bit of water and art crayon. So this was just me playing around, experimenting, seeing what happened, which is mostly what I'm doing at this stage of my mixed media journey. And so whenever I find pages, whenever I make pieces of paper that I really like, then I try to figure out something to do with them in a way to kind of make it work for my style, which is a little bit more organized and graphic and clean. So I cut them into 3-inch half circles. Some of the circles are a little bit bigger. I pieced them together there so that they would make complete circles. And then just arranged them in kind of a polka dot pattern there on the right. And then I have this 6x12 photo on the left. And I love the thickers that come with the Wildflower and Honey kit collection because they're so shiny. I love this. And so then you'll see here how much I experiment whenever I'm playing with embellishments. I just could not make a decision. Those black dots ended up being, those are stickers from the Wildflower and Honey collection. They seemed a little bit too dark because the right side is just such a soft color palette, and I didn't want such harsh circles, so I ended up taking those away. But just kind of playing around with placement, for me, it's all about kind of the feel. When I put something somewhere, how it kind of feels there. And sometimes that takes a lot of, I don't end up using these heart circles either. It just takes a lot of experimenting to figure out exactly what I like and what looks best. I'm trying to remember what I even ended up doing. I love those little circles because they've got that gold foil in them. You can't really see it on the camera right now. But I really like those stickers. That's one of my favorite things about this collection is all the gold foil. It's very shimmery and fun to look at. But I think that I ended up picking things that were softer in color. Just moving around, moving. I really like those word strip stickers too. They're kind of a fun little accent, especially on the edge of some of the circles, to play with the edges of them. See, I keep moving. I just can't decide. Yeah, I like the way that went in the center there, to kind of play with one of the centers. I also really like those thickers because they're thick. They're sturdy. And sometimes when you peel stuff off of the backing, it's so flimsy that you can never get it back to the form that it was. But these are not like that, and so I really appreciate that about them. And here I'm just stamping using the metallic ink set, which I love. Stamping my daughter's names. I love that photo of them. I also use the tiny attacher just to create a little bit of dimension in the middle of those hearts, and also to make sure that they would stay stuck. Love that gold foil, the way that catches the light. That's just so pretty. So if you're experimenting or playing around, I would suggest trying this technique because it's a way to kind of use some of your favorite pieces of what you create to form into a pattern for a layout. Thanks for checking it out.